Okay, picture this. The world's most famous museum robbed in the middle of a Sunday morning. This wasn't just some smash and grab, though. This was a masterclass in strategy, psychology, and, well, exploiting some pretty big mistakes. So let's break down the absolute genius behind the 7-minute Louvre heist. Yeah, you heard that right. 7 minutes. That's all it took. From the second they showed up to the moment they were gone, the entire thing was over and done in less time than it takes to make a cup of coffee. And this is what they were after. An estimated $12 million worth of just priceless Napoleonic-era jewels. But honestly, the dollar amount doesn't even begin to cover it. The real value, steeped in centuries of history, is literally incalculable. Now, here's what makes this whole story so mind-blowing. The Louvre is supposed to be a fortress. I mean, it was literally built as a castle for defense, and now it's layered with every piece of modern security you can imagine. It was supposed to be completely untouchable. So that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth does a team of thieves break into one of the most secure buildings on the planet, in broad daylight, and just get away with it? Well, that's the puzzle we're about to piece together. All right, let's set the scene. It's a Sunday morning. The museum is open. Crowds are already starting to show up. The thieves aren't sneaking around in the dark. No, they're about to hide where everyone can see them. Just look at this timeline. It's insane. 9:30, they roll up. By 9:37, they vanished. In that tiny window, it's just raw speed and brute force. Up a ladder, grind through a window, smash, grab, and out. No fancy hacking, no Mission Impossible-style acrobatics. It's shockingly simple, and that's what makes it so brutally effective. So how did they pull it off? This wasn't about having better tech. Nope. This was about having a deep, almost academic understanding of security's single biggest weakness. Us. People. You know, this just completely flips the script on what we think a heist looks like. We imagine darkness, black cat suits, silent infiltrations. These guys did the exact opposite. Bright yellow vests, a screening angle grinder right in the middle of the day. And why? Because in a busy city full of construction, noise and a uniform are the best camouflage you could ask for. They blended in by being loud. They were also incredibly smart about what they stole. See, you can't sell the Mona Lisa. It's too famous. But jewels? You can break them down. Gems get recut, gold gets melted. Suddenly, that priceless piece of history is gone, but the raw material is still worth a fortune. And it's completely untraceable. And this right here? This was their most brilliant move. They didn't wait for the museum to be empty. They attacked it when it was full of people. They essentially weaponized the tourists, using the crowd as a kind of human shield. I mean, think about it. An alarm goes off, you hear glass smashing. What's security's #1 job at that moment? It's not the jewels, it's the hundreds of visitors. Their mission instantly changes from catching thieves to crowd control and getting everyone out safely. The thieves knew the safety protocol and used it against the museum. It's genius. Okay, so we've looked at the thieves' playbook. Now let's flip the coin and look at the museum itself. Because for all its strengths, the Louvre had some deep-rooted flaws. And this crew knew exactly where to push. I absolutely love this quote from security expert Sherry David Hoff. The Louvre wasn't built for security. It was built for security in 1190. It just hits the nail on the head. Yes, it was a fortress, but one designed to stop medieval armies, not a couple of guys with an angle grinder. Its history created its modern blind spots. And you have to realize museum security is always a tug of war. A display case needs to be tough enough to stop a thief, but easy enough for a firefighter to smash in an emergency. You have to stay open to the public, which means you can never have a total lockdown. Every single security decision is a trade-off. And here are the specific weaknesses they jumped on. The gallery they hit was right on an exterior wall. Unbelievably, it had been robbed in a similar way before. A key camera was supposedly pointed in the wrong direction, and all the construction nearby gave them the perfect cover story. It was just a perfect storm of failure. But all those little things, they're just part of the story. There was one single catastrophic error that didn't just help the thieves. It basically handed them the keys to the kingdom. So what do you think it was? What's the one piece of information you never ever want a thief to get their hands on? The one thing that turns a risky guess into a sure thing? Well, they had it. They had the roadmap. It was a devastatingly simple public leak. A confidential security audit, A report detailing the museum's biggest vulnerabilities, the faulty cameras, the weak spots, was leaked to the press. It was public information. The thieves didn't have to guess. They had a published guide telling them exactly where and how to break in. It was a catastrophic intelligence failure. So, with the jewels gone, the mission changes completely. It's no longer about prevention. It becomes a frantic race against the clock to try and save these priceless pieces of history before they're just gone forever. Security experts will tell you there's this critical 1-week window. If you don't get the items back in that time, chances are they're already being dismantled. The gems are being recut, the gold is being melted down. Every single hour that passes makes it more likely these treasures are lost for good. So what's the lesson here? Well, security always adapts. We'll probably see more physical barriers around major landmarks. There's new tech, like microscopic etching, that could make gems traceable even after they're altered. But the biggest change has to be in the mindset. You can't just plan for pickpockets anymore. You have to plan for the big, crazy, impossible heists, because they just proved it's possible. And all of this leaves us with one big, lingering question. Security gets smarter, but so do the people trying to break it. In this never-ending battle between protection and vulnerability, can the places that hold our shared history ever really be 100% safe?